Let's be honest.
Movies with explosions tend to be looked down upon.
Critics say they are a silly blockbuster gimmick. But what happens when one of the most critically acclaimed directors decides to make an entire movie about an explosion? Well, then you get Oppenheimer, a film so complex that they had to develop new lenses and new film stock for it. And in this video, we're gonna be pushing our Dollar Tree tools to their limits to see if we can achieve the same results.
So today, we're gonna recreate Oppenheimer
We know budget.
and zero pyrotechnics experience. This is by far the most difficult challenge we have tackled so far.
It is going to be a pain in the ass.
Basically, we're gonna be recreating an edited down version of the Trinity Test scene, consisting of dozens of different shots, including multiple different explosions.
Rule number 1, no CGI.
And rule number 2, no casualties of any kind. Not even an ant.
What a stupid rule. We will do our best.
But more on that later, because now we had multiple sets to build, starting with the bunker set.
We are ready to start. Oppenheimer set, here we go. Are you ready? With those are kitchen gloves.
For the power tool, I'll show you how it's done, Felipe.
Bring the cement and bring the tools.
This is not a power tool. Felipe, this is more heavy than me. How do you think I'm supposed to carry this?
How do you think they built the Alamos? It didn't build itself. Besides, it is sexy to see.
No, Felipe, this is not a CrossFit class. I quit.
It was literally the hottest day of the year, so we had to move the company back indoors instead. And we figured that depending on the camera position, we could actually get away with building only 2 walls. First, we drew the windows, and then Felipe very carefully cut them out of the wood.
Using very sexy techniques, I managed to cut perfect holes. Then we bought some plaster.
To make the plywood look like concrete.
And then we place speaker spacers so they look like those windows that they have in submarines. Man, I'm so sexy. Look at this. And then using more wood and a circle saw, I constructed a massive stand for the wall.
So once the bunker wall was standing on its own, it was time to start building the props.
We 3D printed a whole World War II vintage newsreel film camera, the same ones they use on those days.
No way! That looks legit. That looks like a machine gun.
But after printing it, I realized it was too big.
It was gigantic.
The camera was like 3 times the actual size.
It took 4 weeks to print, and then he had to unprint it. He had to cut it and do a Franken camera.
$40 and filament just to print that camera.
But the Franken camera's nightmare was child's play compared to finding accurate costumes, which apparently were inspired by David Bowie.
Thanks to eBay, I found the exact same model of goggles. It even has the mesh right here where you can see the light and you can see his eyes inside the goggle. Everything else we had at home.
Recycling. Recycling. You see, not everything is making Jeff Bezos richer in this household.
Once you have all the elements in the set, you need to do hundreds of tests to match the lighting.
There are multiple light changes in this scene, and if you see it as one take, it's like a choreography of lights. They turn on and off, they change colors at different rates.
So basically, we created a sequence of around 20 seconds in which the whole explosion happens. And via DMX, we control 5 lights and then synchronize everything like a symphony. Going from extremely bright and white, kind of bluish, then going to orange and dimming a little bit through time because there's only 2 people.
Even if there was 20 people, it's really hard to synchronize everything down to the millisecond. It's a different thing when you are doing something from scratch, and when you're recreating, you have to match every frame. So it will be impossible. There's always human error. That's why we use DMX.
Welcome to the set, guys.
Welcome to the set.
Come here, come here,
Don't be shy, guys. Here you have craft services, director's bay with DMX already set up to control the lights.
Yeah, because if we let Michelle control the timing of the lights, then this video is not going to be finished this year.
I must agree, unfortunately.
Come here, please. You need to see what I see. It's like looking into the abyss, into a black hole full of light, into a supernova.
Do black holes have a light?
No, that's why I changed it to supernova. Oh, and look at this number here. It is only at 37%. When I did it at 100%, I almost went crazy. Like in the movie Sunshine. Everything is overexposed, everything is light. It's like you are with God.
Well, that excitement only lasted about 3 takes.
I'm already blind. For real, I think this video is going to leave me blind. Quiet on the set, please.
Everybody, please.
Everybody, all the thousands of people and extras and crew, please be ready.
Much like Oppenheimer, we were about to test if our intricate DMX sequence was gonna be a success or a complete flop, which we used as ammunition to get our Razzie-worthy actor into character.
I am about to become the destroyer of worlds.
Yes.
I'm about to experience something that I don't know if it's going to work or not.
Okay, here I go. I'm gonna activate the DMX sequence. 3, 2, 1, action.
Oh fuck, I forgot.
What
I
happened?
forgot.
What
The
happened?
magic touch on this scene, when the light comes on, you see 1,000 particles of dust, almost like subatomic particles. And I forgot, so I'm going to use some of the sawdust from everything we constructed.
So we combined that with a fog machine to try to get more texture. But unfortunately, it was time to face the truth.
Action.
No amount of Dollar Tree filmmaking hacks could compensate for our lack of budget in the cinematography department. Cut!
Everything is off basically. Nothing is matching
Nothing
right
is
now.
matching.
Nothing is
So we
matching.
need to make a lot of changes. We haven't figured out exactly the focal length, and the aperture is not open enough, so we're not having the depth of field that we need.
The real problem was that we were basically comparing oranges to apples, because Nolan decided to shoot mostly on Imax, and we only had access to a 35mm camera. So at that point, we just decided to throw spaghetti at the wall.
We tested every single focal length, every single lens that we could get our hands on, and nothing was looking similar. I guess sometimes if you don't have an IMAX camera, it's not gonna look the same.
But the closer we got to it was actually using a 50 and an 85mm lens.
So we shot multiple takes in 4K to be able to crop them in post. And we moved on to the Nixie clock shots, which only meant one thing: more 3D printing from hell.
My 3D printing community out there, they understand me at this moment. Mid-print, the filament, it's over, finito. So we need to exchange it for new one. It's the first time we do this operation. If this doesn't work, our future could be compromised. Our video could not be uploaded on time, and we will lose our future. We won't be able to have kids and provide college for them. Oh my God, just because of this print. If this doesn't work, goodbye, American dream. Did it work? Yes. Now it's moving on its own. This has been a successful operation.
And so we spray painted all the parts and programmed some Nixie tubes that we found on Amazon to display a 1-minute countdown, just like in the Trinity Test. Then we printed all the signals on buttons and built a similar table and wooden backdrop using a slider to master all the dolly-in cutaways. And so, one by one, each completed shot was bringing our scene together like a puzzle. But we were still missing the most important and dangerous piece.
The explosion.
Let me tell you something. Felipe's initial idea for the explosion was to buy 1,000 fireworks.
Yes. You have to follow my lead.
Can you please explain what are you planning to do inside the fireworks store? Because I don't trust you.
Okay, I'm planning to ask them. You know the movie Oppenheimer? We need to recreate a bomb.
They're gonna call the FBI.
What about explosion?
Oh no, please don't. We're gonna get arrested.
We will get arrested if I say this inside a plane, but I'm going to go into the fireworks store.
If they call the FBI, you are on your own.
It was a perfect idea.
It was a terrible idea.
Combining all the fireworks, it will create an atomic explosion.
No, it wouldn't.
But we were in the middle of August and there is no season for fireworks, so we were fucked.
So he stalked a chemistry professor who happens to have a successful YouTube channel to tell him how to build an atomic bomb.
Look at this. I just found the Heisenberg of YouTube. Mushroom cloud explosion. I'm going to ask him for the recipe.
I didn't know that any of this was happening, by the way, because I would have stopped him.
This professor gave me a $1 million secret. He told me, first of all, I do not recommend to do these tests because they're dangerous. He helped me telling me what chemicals I should combine to create a mini explosion. An explosion that will give you the sense of a mushroom cloud somehow.
I wasn't on board with this plan.
And here's some foreshadowing that explains why.
Do you know what this is for? This is called magnesium.
That's dangerous. Stop doing that. That's not safe to breathe, Felipe. Magnesium oxide, it can cause metal fume fever, triggering symptoms such as headache, cough, sweating, nausea, fever, oppression in the chest. It's not safe, and you're playing around and laughing.
And to make matters even worse, he made a little cocktail adding sulfur and zinc powder. And due to the pretty obvious safety concerns, he invented a way to ignite it from a distance. The first couple of tests were a complete failure. However, there were some successes. The second batch of explosions did manage to display flames, green hues, and some sparkles, but we were still missing the most important part, the mushroom cloud. So we doubled the quantities, and for the first time there it was, a miniature mushroom cloud. However, we needed our explosion to last a lot longer than 3 seconds. And since we don't have a $100 million budget, we needed to get creative.
I think we need to go back to the drawing board. Let's find flamethrower equipment.
Oh, that sucks.
It doesn't suck. How do you think James Hetfield from Metallica lost half of his face and Michael Jackson lost his hair with a flamethrower equipment? These things are dangerous. It's gonna give you an explosion 10 times bigger than what you can do at home. They're controlled by DMX, actually.
DMX? Why didn't you tell me this before?
Stop, Felipe! Felipe! The tree! You're burning the tree! Stop! Felipe, stop!
It works. The concept might work, woman.
But the duration is not gonna work.
We need a 20-second explosion. I'm going to prepare a gadget that is going to separate the layers, igniting at the same time your machine and my chemicals. We may have to break the first rule.
Which was no CGI.
No, sorry. We may have to break the second rule.
What do you mean?
I cannot guarantee that I will survive. I'm willing to leave my life on the line for this video.
Okay.
This is how far I will go. I have to accept, I'm a little bit scared. This kind of explosion has never been tried in the history of the planet. Nobody has combined a fire machine with my chemicals. Are we ready?
Wow.
I fucking think it worked this time. Look at this frame. Oh my goodness.
It looks amazing.
Right there, you see?
Wow.
I cannot believe this. Your idea and my idea combined are fucking amazing. As soon as we have total darkness, we're going to do another explosion.
We don't need more explosions.
Yes, because we need to put several cameras to capture the same angles from the movie. So it was time for the big night. I was using explosions measured in grams, but our final explosion was going to be measured in pounds.
In order to get our final money shot, Felipe decided to build 2 larger bombs, which meant we needed to find a larger location to detonate them, our own Los Alamos.
We looked everywhere around the city for an empty, desert-like place, and we found a construction site that was empty during the night.
As usual, I could already tell this was a terrible idea.
Because this is an area where police officers are constantly making rounds.
But we decided we had to take the risk.
He decided.
Yes, I decided.
And we only had 10 minutes to complete the entire heist.
So basically we needed to go in, construct the structure, lay down power for the fire machine, place 5 cameras around the explosion, time everything, make the explosion, and get out of there before the police
I
tries.
present to you, little man and fat boy.
Felipe is about to pull the trigger and we only have one take because only one of the 2 bombs is working.
Woman, brace for impact! Here we go!
Did it work?
I don't know. We have to see at home.
Okay, let's go, let's go.
Nothing happened. We are safe. But it was stressful and I'm not 100% happy with the explosion. I think we have to do it again.
He wants to keep going.
Yes.
So while Felipe kept Michael baying in our backyard, I started planning the last shots of the gigantic tower, which, if you have seen our other videos, meant only one thing.
Miniatures.
This better work. We have to 3D print a house or a shed and put it on top.
So we added some custom lights and tore down the bunker set to make space for the miniature Los Alamos.
This is the final shot and we are ready to publish. Quiet on the set.
What is this new concoction, Felipe?
This is another invention. This light will give us a spotlight on the tower. Okay, woman, this better be the wrap-up shot. Here we go. And this is a wrap! After 2 months of production, now Michelle has to spend another 2 months editing this video.
Great. So without any further ado, here is a homemade version of Oppenheimer's explosion scene.
Enjoy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
dead. The destroyer of worlds.
The hardest project so far.
Yes, finally.
We are exhausted.
But we're already working on the next one.
Listen to this. Michelle has an announcement.
Why me? We're working on a new format, additional to this format. Hopefully, it will allow us to upload a little more frequently.
It might work, it may
Might
not.
not.
So bear with us.
We love you. Bye.
We love you. See you next time.